Hey, welcome to Soundcheck. This is Brent.
And this is Walter.
It's technically Saturday because it's midnight, but really I'm going to call it Friday, March 18th. We just got out of the Fillmore in Silver Spring, seen Stray from the Path, Bad Omens, Spiritbox, and then Underoath. And originally the lineup didn't have Bad Omens or Stray from the Path. It was Spiritbox and Every Time I Die. But then, we all know what happened to them. Very unfortunate. But there was still Spiritbox, and that was a big draw for me, and also Walter. But then he also had some nostalgia that kicked in with it. Yeah, kind of a weird show to review. I mean, we completely missed Stray from the Path.
We were in line for a long time, but there's no buts. It sucked. I was really looking forward to them. I really got into them last year, especially when they released Internal Atomics. Same thing that kind of not same thing that kind of happened, but this was a sold out show, so this is the longest we've ever seen a line go wrapping around the Fillmore. We had our high hopes. We didn't get to see them, unfortunately, but we did get to see Bad Omens, Spiritbox, and Underoath. Two of those bands I was really excited to see. Yeah, I'll let Brent start with his opinions with Spiritbox.
That's the biggest I've ever seen the line for the Fillmore. Sold out show, wrapped all around it. Missed Stray from the Path, which is a bummer. We've seen them before. They always have a really energetic show, but they had a really short set.
Was it eight songs?
Yeah, just 8 songs. The House Always Wins, Outbreak, Good Night, Alt Right, Fortune Teller, Second Death, Guillotine, Badge and a Bullet, First World Problem Child. And then Bad Omens, I don't really care for. They're fine. They're decent metalcore.
But Bad Omens was I'm not gonna lie, they were sick. They put on a great show. I just found out today through our good mutual friend Damien that the current drummer for Bad Omens is an ex-drummer for Hejira. So seeing them go from a local band to a touring band like Bad Omens is I'm very impressed. I'm good for the dude, I actually forget his name. I think his name was Nick
Folio.
Nick Folio, yeah. Props to you, man. That's awesome. Happy for you. And y'all did great. The light show was great. Y'all were super tight. I'm not really familiar with Bad Omens music, to be honest. Never really listened to them. As far as I can tell, it was a banger of a show.
Yeah, I'm not super into them, but they definitely did have a good show. Was heavy, crowd was really into it. It was funny. Not that I was super close to him, but I just remember Nick back when we were younger and stuff. And I actually went to Hejira's very first show. I don't even remember what the building was, but yeah, it was just such a small thing. It was funny.
Wait, was it Gen X?
No, it was before that even. Yeah, I would have to look up deep in the archives to even find that place. It was not even a music venue. I think it was some church kind of place or something. But the big thing we were here for was Spiritbox, and they delivered. I mean, they're genty metalcore, super popular right now. Formerly members of I Wrestled a Bear Once, super tight. Really,
there's really not much to say with a band like that, just because I don't know, it really just kind of took our breath away, just how well they performed, and I honestly think they sounded better than the album. Personally, Courtney LaPlante's vocals really deliver. I don't know, I'm just speechless and how well they performed, to be honest, and how big of a fandom they've had in the US. They kind of just blew up. They had 2 EPs? 2 EPs before Eternal Blue?
A self-titled and a singles collection.
Yeah, those 2 albums they deliver, but I don't think not to the extent as Eternal Blue. If you haven't checked out Spiritbox, Spiritbox, Eternal Blue, fantastic album. I don't think for the metalcore enjoyer, I don't think they'd be disappointed. I wasn't disappointed. I don't know, it's majestic, to be honest. I think that's a good word for it. It's a majestic album. The repeatability of it is awesome.
Yeah, Courtney's vocals go hard. And then when she's singing melodically, it, is a nice contrast because the bass and guitar tone is just stupid heavy, genty goodness. Their set was Rule of Nines, Circle With Me, Blessed Be, Hurt You, Constance, Holy Roller, and Eternal Blue. So basically everything from their latest album except for that first song.
Oh yeah, so in the middle of the set, they were mentioning that in New Jersey before the tour started. I think they were headlining that tour, right? Were they headlining that tour, or was it just? So they had to cancel it. The special treat for the New Jersey show was that they were bringing out Saxo Rose, which he's been featured in a lot of metal albums. I think I've seen Saxo Rose play for intervals, just as a guest, and I believe he's a local Marylander, from what I can tell, because I've only seen him perform in Maryland. Like, but then again, like we often just go to Maryland shows, so I would assume he's a Marylander. If not, email us.
Send
Yes.
give hateful comments.
Yeah, give hateful. Exactly. I think it was tough because like they brought him out for Constance. I don't know. It was a very memorable moment because like Saxo Rose's mom apparently wasn't able. I mean, she wasn't able to see them at the New Jersey date because they canceled it. So I think this was them recreating that moment for his mom to see him perform and what he's done. And I don't know. I was just very happy to see him, I guess, make his mom happy. You know, like I think it's one thing performing for your parents, but I think it's another thing when you see what you've created perform for you and a bunch of other people, like what you see, what can be done that came from your own flesh and blood. I think that's beautiful.
Definitely. I'm definitely ready for a Spiritbox headliner show or just them to come back around again. They're on the up and up. People are loving them. You know, they built a good bit of clout for themselves with the EPs, and then the album just really delivered. Is definitely like a fan favorite so far. And then I don't really have too much to say about Underoath. I think I might know a song of theirs from like high school or something. I don't even know what the song is. They were the headliner. They had a pretty long set.
So Underoath is more of my thing. So for the first, I guess 2 to 3 songs, we were actually in like Spiritbox merch line. It was huge. It was huge, and it wasn't moving for like quite a while.
At all, yeah.
So I decided to go down and actually just go watch the show because they were performing "It's Dangerous Business" walking out your front door, which is like one of my childhood favorite songs. And I was like, fuck this line. I guess by the time I'm done listening to 2 songs, the line shouldn't have moved at all. I was wrong.
Yeah.
So like in the middle of us listening to like the first 3 songs, just like in the merch table, we were making friends with like these 2 people in line. They were super cool. I'm actually a little sad I didn't get to get their name. And they said it would save our spot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they would save our spot. And then like once I got out, they were already at the front of the merch table. I was like, like there's no way that could happen. So if you all ever catch this podcast, all y'all are real ones. But like, man, when they ended the second to last song with Thorn, I was like, I gotta crowd surf. It's been a long time since I crowd surfed. I was actually a little nervous for a bit because like I was like, Brent, hold my stuff, hold my beer, get the keys and everything, and decided to go up and crowd surf, and I was like, wow, I really felt like a youngin' again. But like I don't know, seeing Underoath is awesome. They definitely deliver like such a good show. I think like the most hyped person in that show, as far as like members of the band, was the keyboardist. He was just like headbanging, like going off and off, and I think it's because maybe he doesn't have that many parts to do, so he's just going back and forth against the keyboard. He's like shaking the keyboard. I was like, yeah, I get it. No, it was a great show. I think the show was awesome, and I'm a little sad they stopped playing. But like, I guess people got to go to bed. They can't play forever. It feels weird because we missed we missed a band. I can't really give this show like a solid review, but like I know Straight from the Path delivers. Like seeing them at Soundstage like a few months ago, because I know for a fact we saw Straight from the Path a few months ago.
Were they headlining? It was at Soundstage. I can't remember when it was though.
I don't know if they were headlining. I want to say they were, maybe they were headlining,
or maybe like second before that. They definitely had a long set.
For sure. Seen them before, They didn't play the song that I wanted them to play, which after taking a look at the set list, I was like, oh, okay, they didn't play Negative and Violent.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That song is like, ugh. It gets me angry. It gets me pumped. I can't really say for them, so I would definitely want to include them in the review. But I just know that shout out to y'all for being some inspiration in my life, you know. But for the rest of the show, I mean, I can give the rest of the show, I don't know, I want to say like an 8.3. I think 8.3 is pretty solid because we didn't really care for Bad Omens, but they put on a pretty good show. It was a sold out show.
7.5 is not a low score. It sounds kind of low, but I think that feels kind of right. I had a fun time. Speaking of crowd surfing, I forgot to mention during Spiritbox's set, there was one point where I got hit in the back of the head, and I just thought like someone's like fist was, like flying forward or something. And I look back, and there was like a woman being crowd surfed right above me, and some people in front of me didn't notice, and she was just like plummeting head first to the ground. And I think it was like me that like basically saved her. I just like shot my arm out and like hooked around like the side of her neck and just like lifted her up. And then she like went on her way. And I was like, yeah, I'm a hero. Venmo me later, woman.
That's pretty funny.
And then our friend Damien was there. That was a good time with him. I tried to rope him into doing the podcast, but hunger was his top priority. He didn't have dinner, so he was starving by the end of the show.
That seems like a first world problem. He was hungry. I'm kidding.
So yeah, I think 7.5 for me.
I think like an 8.3 for me? Yeah, 8.3. I think that's pretty solid. Because like, I don't know, those two bands, badass. Like one was nostalgia. One was just basically, I got really into like within like the past year or so. And just really happy for them, you know? Especially going from I Wrestled a Bear once to like Spiritbox, like talent. Talent speaks for itself. And actually, no, it's not even talent. It's hard work. Hard work pays for itself.
I mentioned in a previous episode, but it's been a little while. I'll tell like the truncated version. But like it's nice too seeing Spiritbox thrive because Courtney LaPlante and her husband, they talked about in some interview, they got married, joined I Wrestled a Bear once, and then just like immediately went to tour. Like didn't really get to, savor their marriage at all. And like it wasn't too great of an experience because it was like the tail end before the band kind of dissipated. The fans like really, I guess, like preferred the previous vocalist and weren't really giving open arms to Courtney. And, it was just like all these new members coming in and it wasn't like a warm reception. So they wanted to split off and do their own thing. So it's nice to see them happy on stage and really thriving with their new project. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you for listening. This is Brent signing off.
And this is Walter signing off.
See ya.
See ya.